Hey guys, how's it going? So I wanted to hop on here and talk about something that's been on my mind as of late. And I also see some of my other friends online pumping out content like champs, so it kind of inspires me to pump out more content myself. But I wanted to discuss this topic, and that's like clinginess in relationships and stuff. And there's a few things that bring me to want to make this video. You know, it's people who, and of course it's on the internet because of course it's on the internet, you know, and on various social media sites and stuff, people who glorify like clinginess in relationships, being overly clingy with your spouse, significant other, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever. That and just, you know, promoting toxic relationships and making it seem all cutesy and endearing and sweet and romantic and stuff when really it's anything but. Now, I understand that a lot of these people are probably just very, very young. Some of them might even still be in their teens and they probably don't know any better and don't have like the perspective and life experience to recognize that those things are not healthy at all. They're just and just downright toxic and stuff. And just not just obnoxious, really. You know, but I've come across people who are past their teens, who are like grown adults, right? And I can even maybe give a pass to people who are in their early 20s, maybe, but not long after that. Like once you get past that, and even people, even like in the early 20s, it's like really, come on now. But I see people who are grown adults, or supposed to be grown adults, and they promote and support and endorse clingy relationships. And they'll even say things like, well, I like people being clingy to me. I like clinginess, you know. I like knowing that my partner cares about me and stuff, and so forth. They seem to equivocate, like, clinginess, like being super, like, codependent on your other half. They take that and make it the equivalent of, you know, loving it, like being a loving, caring, again, whatever, loving, caring spouse, partner, other half, boyfriend, girlfriend, whatever you want to call it. And I see that, and it's just embarrassing. Like, really? You haven't gotten past the stage where you think that Twilight-esque relationships, you know, are romantic and cutesy and sweet and all this crap? It's really, really annoying. And like, I couldn't, like, for me personally, like, despite the fact that it's, like, unhealthy in general, like, I couldn't imagine because, you know, at heart, I am someone, like, I am an introvert. Not only that, but, like, I'm someone who needs my fucking space. Like, I could not do the clingy shit at all. Now, luckily, me and Zach are not like that. Like, we give each other space all the time. And, like, see, we both work for a living. So, even if we wanted to be, we wouldn't have the fucking time to be super fucking codependent and clingy all the fucking time. But luckily, we're not. But I couldn't do that. And like I said, we give each other space. And like we got this thing going where like once a week we go on date nights. And we go out on a date, we go out to eat, we have a good time and stuff. But like I said, both of us work for a living regularly, so we don't have time for that codependent bullshit. And even if we did, we still wouldn't do the fucking codependent, clingy, toxic bullshit. But, yeah, I see people who are grown who still endorse this mindset, who still think that being clingy is in any way okay, or that it's in any way, like, cute to other people. When it's like other people who are, you know, of a healthy mindset and who are rational, and are mature enough to see past the facade, can look at that and be like, dude, like, no, like, that's not good at all. That's not good for you. Like, that's really bad for you. It's bad for your mental health. It's bad for you emotionally, even to the point to where it can get bad for you physically. Even, I mean, it can take an effect on you after a while in that way. If you're really that dependent and clingy on your other half giving you like happiness and self-worth and stuff. Like, at a certain point as a grown adult, like develop some fucking self-worth. Develop some self-worth. Like, find a way to be happy and not depend on someone else to bring that to you. And the thing is, I get that for some of them it's not entirely their fault, because maybe certain events in their life have shaped them into being that way, into being like clingy with others and stuff. So I understand that it's not entirely their fault, but like at a certain point, like manage your problems, get some help, like work on getting help, or just self-helping yourself, or just growing as a person. Stop all this shit with, oh, this person, they complete me and they give me a reason to live and they give me happiness and stuff. You can't rely on anyone else to fix you or make you whole as a person, you can't even rely on people to give you happiness. If you're not happy with yourself, if you're not your own person, then that's a problem. Depending on other people to do that for you is not good. It's not healthy. I don't mean to keep repeating myself, but it's completely fucking toxic. I know that word gets thrown around a lot nowadays, especially again on social media and stuff. But it is. It's true. It's right to use in this context. It's so sickeningly unhealthy. Not to mention it's just fucking cringy. Like, maybe as a teenager that stuff would have seemed romantic and stuff, but now, like, for me personally, as a 26-year-old adult, it's just fucking cringe. Like, really? Be your own fucking person. Don't rely on others to complete you. Or whatever other cringy phrases that, like, eternally fucking emo people use. Like, I'm sorry, but, like, come on. Like, be a fucking adult, be a fucking person, develop realistic ideas of what relationships are supposed to be. Believe it or not, there are times in relationships where you're not going to want to be around your your boyfriend, girlfriend, other half. You're going to want space, some space, and to distance yourself so you can do your own thing. That's perfectly normal and healthy. It's perfectly fine. It's encouraged. You should, take some time for yourself and go elsewhere and do your own thing for a little bit. Because if you're around each other 24/7, it gets to be too much. You both start to feel suffocated. Unless, of course, again, there's that unhealthy amount of codependency. But even then, it can cause problems. One of the people is going to get sick of it eventually and need space. And it doesn't give the relationship any time to, like, develop or grow if you're constantly stifling one another. It's sickening when it's like grown adults acting this way. And I don't mean to sound like a dick or to sound judgmental, but it's not pretty or cute to see, especially again as a grown adult myself. I see other grown adults acting that way in relationships. It's just like, what the fuck is going on? Like, you guys have some unresolved problems, issues. If you're still acting this way and you still think that this type of behavior is, like, good or in any way, like, healthy, or that you think that this is your idea of a loving, caring relationship, which is being around your other half 24/7, like, people would give me like a weird looks. They'll be like, "Oh, you don't spend every minute? Like, you don't try to spend every minute of your day with Zach? Or you guys aren't doing a bunch of stuff constantly together?" No, we're not. Because again, we're fucking grown adults who work for a fucking living. Sometimes our schedules clash. We both have to work. And when we get home from work, we just want to fucking unwind because we are overloaded. Sensory overload. It's a thing. We both need time to relax and get away and just like be in our own space. Get this unrealistic idea of what a relationship is out of your head and do away with it. That's not the fucking real world. It's not how real adult relationships work. You're gonna have times where you don't want to be around other. You're gonna have fucking fights. You're gonna have arguments, and you might be mad at one another for a while. But that's where the communication aspect comes in, which, admittedly, I haven't always been perfect at, and neither of us have. But we're working on it. I mean, who isn't? When it comes to people in relationships, everyone's constantly working at it. No one's perfect at it. But yeah, it's embarrassing. It's embarrassing, it's obnoxious. Being clingy isn't cute. Again, it's not cute, it's not romantic, it's not endearing, it's not sweet, it's not, quirky or anything. It's just not. And when you get to a certain point in your life, that's when it, like, again, if it's a teenager, okay, fine, I understand. Like, it's a fucking teenager. Vast majority of teenagers have no perspective or life experience to speak of, so it's whatever. But if it's a grown adult, it's just embarrassing. Like, my innermost judgmental, asshole-ish self wants to come out and tell them to just grow the fuck up and develop realistic expectations and actually have some fucking self-worth as a person. Just develop as your own person. Like, it shouldn't be like you're broken, like a broken circle, and then, it should be like you're both circles, and then you come together to create like a fucking, I think it's a Venn diagram, right? That's what it's called. That should be how it is, not I'm fucking broken and I need this person to fucking complete me. That's fucking stupid. It's embarrassing. If you're a grown adult, that is. Not saying it should be encouraged, like, with teenagers, but I'm saying, like, at a certain point, it's time to throw away those idiotic ideas about what relationships are supposed to be and that they're supposed to be like that in any way. So, like, clingy, any amount of it is not good. And if it's in your relationship, you need to, like, you should work. I'm not trying to tell people what to do, but, like, at the same time, you should work on that if it's present, because it's not healthy for you in any way, shape, or form. So, and people who try to, like, justify it or be like, oh, like, no, like, you're encouraging toxicity, you're encouraging unhealthy behavior. Stop it. Anyways, that's all I have to say. I just need to get that off my chest because it's just embarrassing seeing, again, like, people who are grown adults on, like, social media and stuff, and even in real life, like, justifying it and like, when they should know fucking better. So, that's about it. As always, give me your thoughts and opinions, and yeah, so, peace, and y'all have a good day.